And speaking of drug use, a recent article from the Wall Street Journal found that in 2015, a record number of people used illicit drugs. Scott McGarvey from Point Labs is here to walk us through how to spot drug use in someone that you know. Scott, I'm thinking about the couple that overdosed at Cincinnati Children's Hospital earlier this year. We had talked with folks who knew them in Alabama. They all said they had no clue. So what are some of the warning signs?
Yeah, there's a lot of different signs that people need to look at. You know, there's physical symptoms such as constricted or dilated pupils, sweating, slowed reaction time. But the biggest thing I tell people is you really have to know, is that person's behavior different than it normally is? So look for anything out of the ordinary.
I was going to say, because with uppers like cocaine, it can be the complete opposite, where you're alert and you're talking fast, and so just any changes at all.
Yeah, I recommend try to notice the subtle changes in a person's behavior. A lot of times that's a clue for drug use.
Well, what are some of the common ways that people are actually getting access to drugs?
I think there's a lot of different access points for drugs. I mean, obviously, drugs can be very easily bought anywhere in the area, as we've seen. It's an unfortunate part of the epidemic. The bad news is, with the drug use on the rise, you know, I don't think there's any immediate stop to that part.
Yeah. Well, how can local companies actually help its workers if they notice that there's a problem?
I think there's a couple different things companies should be doing. One is training supervisors to help them understand noticing when an employee has a problem, and then putting some protocol in place to implement you know, steps to help the employee.
And nowadays, that is something that companies have to do, I believe, by law. They have to sort of offer you some sort of treatment option, or how does that work?
Most companies choose to offer something to their employees, an employee assistance program or something like that, to help employees get the kind of help that they need. A lot of companies will, you know, allow employees to come forward and ask for help, and then they'll be more than willing to help. Some that don't come forward, you know, may decide that that relationship's not going to work.
I was going to, with something as serious as heroin, I mean, how do you offer treatment for something that, frankly, is killing a lot of people? I mean, what does an employer do?
Yeah, it's difficult. There's a lot of, like I said, companies out there that specialize in supporting employers and giving them what they need to make the decisions to help their employees, and that's really what we recommend, is connect with a good provider that can support you and your employees when they run into these types of addictive situations.
All right, Scott, thank you so much for your time and for your helpful advice. Any place that I guess people can go to get more information if they need to? Can you tell us a little bit about Point?
Yeah, Point can certainly help. Our phone number's, it's arcpointlabs.com, and we have our phone number readily available for anybody who needs to call or seek our help. But we're happy to help direct you in the right direction.
All right, thank you so much for being here with us today. All right, well, let's take a look out.